Hey yo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. It is Tuesday night, June the 5th, 2018, and SmackDown Live came to us from the land of the dead, Corpus Christi, Texas, and I feel like I'm a goddamn corpse after what I've seen through for the most part of tonight's SmackDown Live, and we are here to bring the hammer down on tonight's events right here and right now on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean, baby. The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Hang on to your hats, folks. Let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Alright, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. Along with me, as always, is the world's greatest tag team, Thor, the wrestling god of thunder, the official sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, and my little buddy, my most trusted companion, and the world, a heavyweight, a champion of all the microphones in all the broadcasting universe, Mr. Blue the Snowball. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. I cannot thank you guys enough. You guys have been coming out in full force on every single video. It's been making me feel great. It lets me know that what I'm doing is a good thing, and you guys are making it happen for me. So let's try a little something special tonight. Let's get this video up to and maybe even over 50 likes. That will be great. The like numbers have been through the roof. Let's get 50 thumbs up on this video before the night is over, and let's get this channel to 1,000 subscribers before Money in the Bank, which is just a little bit over a week away. You guys are the key to making it happen. Hit that subscribe button right now. Do not forget to hit that notification bell so that you will be notified every single time an awesome video just like this one goes up, because we are a company here that spares no expense. Last night, if you missed the Monday Night Raw review, you missed the debut appearance of the Constable Baron Corbin. Now, the Constable will not be joining us tonight, as he had absolutely nothing to do with SmackDown Live, which didn't make it any better. Probably would have made it tremendously worse, so let's be thankful for that. But that does not mean that we are not a show full of surprises, because we do have a special guest in-house tonight. He may not be a walking, talking disaster like the Constable was, but it is something very special, and let's pull it out here. We have got Mr. Butterworth's hat. Not Butterworth, what the fuck do they call him? Bootyworth, right? Mr. Bootyworth with the New Day. They had the hat, right? They had all the choices of the 3 New Day, and they teased the Miz like they were gonna pick it out, right? And the Miz got a handful of pancake batter instead. We're gonna get to the WWE's obsession with food in a fucking minute, because it's driving me absolutely insane. But let me tell you why I brought Bootyworth's hat out here with us tonight, because it has dawned upon me, and one of our viewers made a very similar suggestion in the comments last night on the Raw review, that it seems to us that WWE Creative took this segment from real life, because when they sit down at the creative desk, they must have a hat, probably Bootyworth's hat, and it's full of this. It's full of little notes and stuff, right? And all the notes, they have all little show ideas. Nobody's looked at them. Nobody's looked at them. Nobody's approved them. It's all just people's random garbage written on papers. And then they tell us to hat around. Hey, let's pass the hat. Everybody pick out an idea and throw it to the board. Pick out your next idea. Let's throw it at the board. Did it stick? Did this idea, look, oh, this one stuck. We'll do this. And then we'll put this idea with this idea over here. What does this say? This says Bootyworth's fucking hat. Fuck it. Use it. Let's do it. This is how we write shows at the WWE. We flip notes out of a ridiculous hat, which I'm going to put on for you right now, just for the laugh. Take a look at it. Now I'm Mr. fucking Bootyworth. That's what I felt like all night watching this ridiculous show. Absolute booty. You want to talk booty. What is with this writing staff in the WWE. It seems to me that that's how things are done. They just put random notes in a hat or a bowl of some sort. Maybe they put it in one of Vince McMahon's old hair pieces, and they pass it around, and they just flip out notes, and whichever one they pick out at random, they stick it to a board. If it stuck to the board, then it's part of the show. They don't even arrange it in a proper manner. It's just as long as it's stuck there, and then the talent comes in, they don't know what they're doing tonight, and they look at this board. And they see this board, and instead of seeing a wrestling match or a wrestling show, it looks more like a goddamn fast food menu. We got pancake batter, we got pancakes and cereal, we got tacos, we got barbecue, we got fucking bologna sandwiches. What is with this writing crew? Do they not feed the writing staff before they sit down to write a fucking show? Because it seems like everybody that's coming up with these shows is hungry. Every single show for the last couple of weeks has been food-centric. And it's not just because of the Memorial Day holiday. It continues on and on. It's like the New Days thing now. They're just going to keep bringing out food, making ridiculous fucking t-shirts that say pancake power. They're making me hate pancakes. Who hates pancakes? Me. That's who. Somebody feed these fucking people, and maybe they'll actually have fuel in their body to generate a decent thought to put together a 2-hour show. It's inexcusable to me that there are 120 minutes in 2 hours, and about 20 minutes worth of my time was worth being spent on SmackDown Live tonight. You realize there is one show left before the big Money in the Bank. The first time it's truly being considered part of the big 5 shows of the WWE, and it's not looking to be anything that special. We do have some pretty decent matchups forming in the Money in the Bank, at least for the men's part. It makes the most sense. We have some interesting entrants for the women as well, but all in all, the build towards this thing has just been horrendous. We talked about this last night. Let me pick up Thor here because I got all ahead of myself and I got all over dramatic that I left poor Thor on the floor, and I'm dropping the hammer without him, and he's getting upset. He's getting upset, about as upset as I am that I had to watch this show. That doesn't mean I did not enjoy certain segments of tonight. There were minor gems to pick out of the crown tonight. But most of the crown was full of rust and mold and shit. So savor those nuggets, because it's all we've been getting. Teeny tiny little nuggets. There was obviously more wrong than right on this show. It starts right at the top with Carmella. Mella is money. Mella is money. Mella is garbage. Mella is a paper champion, and the only kind of money that Carmella resembles is Monopoly money. You might as well give her the big mustache and the monocle, because then maybe she'd be even a little bit of a modicum of entertaining. Because I could care less about anything that comes out of this woman's mouth. The moonwalking, trash bagging, tea bagging, who cares? Who cares about anything Carmella has to say? And then you want to make it do nothing but be embarrassing Asuka. One of the most dominant and terrifying women in the world of professional wrestling, in the entire sport. And you ruined her. You ruined her almost, to me, you can't even bring her back. You have her in a matchup tonight with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville that went way too long. The real Asuka, the Asuka that we are all accustomed to prior to her WWE run, would have dismantled that duo in little to probably under 2 minutes. In this case, it took about 15 to dispatch 2 basically green talents on the SmackDown Live roster. Mandy Rose, who really isn't worth her weight in gold yet. Calm down, Corey Graves. And Sonya Deville, who isn't worth a bag of dimes. She's just a fake copy of what we are getting for real in performers like Rowdy Ronda Rousey and the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler. These are legit MMA fighters that came to the world of professional wrestling, that are training to actually be a wrestler. I'm not saying that Sonya Deville is not training, but her gimmick is fake. It doesn't come off as genuine, and when you have actual MMA females on the roster, it makes it even worse. I'm not buying in to anything those two are selling right now, especially when you want to make them look like a threat to the Empress of Tomorrow and make her look like she can't handle two flash-in-the-pan, flavor-of-the-month girls on a roster that is as thin as my hair. Absolutely terrible. You want to continue on our little rant with the women. Why are they giving Rusev Day to Lana? They are actively taking the man's gimmick and transferring it to his wife, complete with an identical t-shirt that says Happy Lana Day. It's not fucking Lana Day. They don't even say that. Lana's slogan is Lana is the best, Lana number one. Right? Why isn't that her fucking t-shirt? Lana is the best on the front, Lana number one on the back. Or you write the whole thing out on the front, Lana is the best, Lana number one, and write fucking clap, clap on the back. I don't know. It's not Happy Lana Day. She doesn't say that. Aiden English didn't say it's Lana Day. No, he said it's Rusev Day while Lana was coming out. There is so much more wrong with that whole entire segment. The WWE want to say, and Jimmy Uso and Naomi cut a pretty decent promo. I'm not going to take that away from them. Their promo was actually pretty good. But what they said was they're coming out there tonight in their mixed tag team match to prove who is the most dominant husband and wife duo. But the last time I checked, Lana is not married to Aiden English. So how is this match going to decide that at all? Did she suddenly get married to both men? Is Rusev out of the picture for good and now she's married to Aiden? Because that's what it seems like on TV. They just gave Aiden English to Lana. They gave his whole singing entrance to Lana. They gave Rusev's shirt with the design and the whole nine and his whole holiday to Lana. Why? Nobody cares about Lana. Lana's supposed to be at Rusev's side. This is Rusev's day. He came up with it. It got over like gangbusters. And now, much like everything else that you do, you are trying to take the popularity of something that the fans love and use it to generate a false love of something else. You want the fans to love Lana? Put her back in her fucking pantsuit or her business suit. Put her hair in a damn bun and get her Russian accent back and let her be Lana. Nobody wants to see this shit. And you're going to sacrifice everything that Rusev has worked so hard to build and just hand all his hard work right over to his wife. I know that he probably doesn't mind because, yes, it's his wife. And, of course, he's not going to mind sharing with her. But that's the WWE's lapse in creative. How do they not have the foresight to see that it's going to damage Rusev? And that it's not Lana Day. Lana's slogan is something different. Aiden English had something else for her altogether because Rusev came up with that song for her on Total Divas. And now that is being transferred to television once again, which proves my point that we are stepping back to the Divas division more and more. We didn't have a dance-off this week. But we had a mixed tag team match this week that meant absolutely nothing and proved nothing as far as who is a husband and wife team and which one is more dominant because there were not both husband and wife teams in the match. Infuriating. I don't understand it. I do appreciate some of the different things they tried to do tonight, such as the Mean Gene Okerlund style arena promo. They had the little podium set up. You had Renee Young standing there with her microphone, right? We all know she's woken now. So this is even cooler now, I guess, because she's woken Renee. Thanks for letting us in on that, Matt Hardy. But I do appreciate that. I did actually enjoy it, and it took me back for a moment until she announced who her guest was going to be. Big Ass. And Big Ass comes out there to spew his shit. Now, I can't help but think that this was a creative exercise forced upon the WWE creative, where Vince McMahon walked in and said, "Listen, everybody, today I want you guys to come up with as many different ways as you can call Daniel Bryan small. And get them all to Big Cass." Like, literally all of them. I don't think he left out one synonym for the word small. Tiny. Are you kidding me? Little man. Small. Petite. How many different words can you throw in there, Big Cass? And why don't you stop with all this? All his overacting facials were making my skin crawl. He was trying so hard to feign emotion that he looked like he was having a seizure. As he was delivering his lines, "Little Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, I was behind him and I was like, really? Somebody give this guy some fucking OJ. He's about to start convulsing on the floor. Something is wrong with Big Cass. Change his fuse." He looked like a robot that was malfunctioning. The words were coming out. They were stupid words. But the movement and the smile and the dimples and the... Atrocious. Atrocious. And the fact that this storyline is still going on months later from its inception, when nobody wanted to see it then, we do not want to see it now. I don't care. I'm not saying that Daniel Bryan has to be fighting The Miz. I can sit back and wait and allow that to marinate and become something very special and maybe something to lead into WrestleMania 35, because that's something very big. But that's all contingent on whether Daniel Bryan's actually planning to stay around, which I don't actually think is the case, but that's another story for another day. But this whole thing with Big Cass just absolutely put me to sleep. Put me to sleep. It took something that I thought for a minute was like, oh, I like this. What's old is new. They're going back to something that's familiar to me. We're going to have, interviews instead of in the ring. We're going to have him outside the ring at this podium, which is something that many of us old school fans are very accustomed to, and I will appreciate that. Not everything has to be backstage. Not everything has to be in the ring. There are places in between, and seeing this happen was good. However, the person was not. I did not care for the interview. I do wish to continue this, though. Don't base the performance of Big Cass on the future of using this particular segment in the future. I definitely enjoyed that particular segment and the booking of that. I thought it was great. Just like I did enjoy the backstage contract signing. I appreciate their attempting to not do the status quo and to not give us the same old shit and the standard contract signing in the ring, and Paige is going to be standing there, "Hello, we're here for the contract," and all that and whatnot, and tea and crumpets and whatever, and then somebody's going to get mad and flip a table, and next thing you know there's going to be a brawl. The contract got signed somewhere along the lines, and then it would be over. But they decided to go a different route, and I actually did enjoy this. This was maybe 3 to 5 of the 20 minutes that I actually got enjoyment of SmackDown Live tonight. This was very well done. I love Shinsuke Nakamura's mannerisms, his smiling, his taunting AJ Styles without saying a word. If we were getting more of this on the lead into WrestleMania, and less one-on-one matches, and less meaningless bullshit, and less shots to the nuts, and more dramatic stuff where Shinsuke just keeps getting underneath the skin of AJ Styles, pushing him to his absolute breaking point, which we've seen tonight, as AJ Styles would slap Shinsuke right in his teeth for smiling at him so much and not taking this seriously. I liked it. I liked everything that AJ had to say, accusing Shinsuke Nakamura of doing all the things he does to AJ because he knows deep down within that he cannot beat AJ Styles. And Shinsuke Nakamura didn't have a word to say, and it drove AJ Styles absolutely batshit crazy to the point where they had to take him out of the situation physically, leaving Shinsuke Nakamura to sign the contract and be the last man standing in the segment as he got up to his feet and walked out. And that was probably the highlight of the whole entire night. Those 3 minutes. that and the Andrade Cien Almas story being furthered with Sin Cara, which I told you guys last week is something that I would hope that they would do. Actually give this some meaning and not just make it a random one-on-one match on Andrade Cien Almas' climb to the top. They're giving it backstory. They're giving it depth. And I can appreciate that. And I'm telling you, they are going to light up SmackDown Live next week if they are given more than 5 minutes to put on a match. This could very well just be a squash match of Sin Cara to put over Andrade Cien Almas, and I'll be okay with that too. But if they allow this to be what it could be, we can get a very good 10 to 15 minute lucha style, 205 Live inspired style matchup. Andrade Cien Almas is a special talent. Sin Cara, who has history with him, can go with him at his pace, at his level, and it could be a fantastic match that nobody will see coming. It will take everybody by surprise because nobody is expecting anything, and they should book it that way. Give these guys time to give us something special, and it will be, because they can do it. It will remain to be seen next week when we get to see Andrade Cien Almas versus Sin Cara. Sin Cara had a chance tonight to air his grievances and talk to Dasha Fuentes about how, he and Andrade used to be amigos. He's known Andrade since he's 14 years old, and then something happened, and Zelina Vega happened to hear this and take exception to this and, just made it seem as if, Sin Cara, are you talking about me, bro? Because all I did was make Andrade awesome. You made Andrade hide behind a mask. Now he's a killing machine, and he's coming after you because I talked to Paige, and next week we have this match. And I was like, this is great. And then it was made even better by Andrade Cien Almas blindsiding Sin Cara, I guess, which probably isn't that hard since his face is covered in a mask and he probably can't see too well in his peripheral. So it's probably not a hard thing to do. But what was hard was the way Andrade Cien Almas came at Sin Cara and absolutely decimated him in the backstage area, setting up a big match for him next week on SmackDown Live. Probably more excited for that than I am for anything else that's been coming along the lines lately on SmackDown Live. But those are just a few of my thoughts tonight. Charlotte versus Becky, again, I did like that as well. We will get into that right now. Let's go up and down the results, and let's get this show over with as quickly as possible. SmackDown Live from Corpus Christi, Texas. Texas. I don't know why I just did that. But there's a special gift for you if you're still here paying attention. Hashtag it Texas with a little sass on the end of it. Why not? Hashtag it in the comments below. Light it up like you guys love to do. Carmella and Asuka, we talked about this. Carmella's sitting there trying to say that Asuka is a shell of herself and that everybody's ready for Asuka now. Are you kidding me? Nobody gave a shit. Definitely not me. Asuka comes out, then Mandy Rose and Deville comes out. Next thing you know, Paige comes out. I'm going to make this into a match now. Tea and biscuits for everyone. Yay. And that's what happened. And then we had this way too long matchup, which Asuka would win anyway by tapping out Sonya Deville. That was that. The New Day and The Miz backstage with Bootyworth's hat. Right? We covered that already. He's here. I'm not taking him back out. I threw him all the way over there because I was disgusted with this whole show. Doesn't matter whether or not you snickered or laughed. I did not care. Because if you thought for 1 minute that the New Day was going to give The Miz the scoop on who they were going to pick, you were out of your mind. This was obviously a setup from the beginning. Nothing special here. There was also nothing special at all about what we've seen from our World Tag Team Champions of SmackDown tonight. We had a one-on-one match. Big Bad Luke Harper going against the little bro, Carl Anderson. And Carl Anderson gets to beat Luke Harper. Granted, it was a quick flash roll-up pin, but let me say that again. Carl Anderson beat Luke Harper. Something about saying that doesn't sit right. Carl Anderson is one of the guys that spent the last few years looking up at the lights, counting his paychecks as he's counting his shoulders to the mat every week. and happy to do so with his hot Asian wife. And good for you. But that doesn't mean that this makes sense in any way. I hate when they have a tag team match or a championship match and they book the champions to lose in any way. If I didn't make that clear enough last night after what happened to Seth Rollins, and it's probably something that has been said multiple times on this channel for the last 2 years that we've been doing this shit. Why do the champions have to lose to establish a contender? Like I said, and I will say it again because it was a great point last night, and you could literally apply it to any feud running today, whether it has a title involved or not. If you have two people that are set to clash at an event in the future, you should not be having them interact at all with each other. Very, very minimal at best. Not having warm-up matches and practice matches on their way, especially on live TV. I could forgive it at a house show, but on live TV you're giving away portions of a match that you're trying to build interest in. And then you're making your champions look weak by having them lose. Seth Rollins was pinned last night. Luke Harper was pinned tonight. The champions lose to make the contenders look strong, where instead they could just be beating other teams. And then you have Harper and Rowan, the Bludgeon Brothers, on their separate path, beating all contenders that come their way. But there's this one team that they haven't crossed paths with yet. One team that has been beating everybody just like the Bludgeon Brothers, and that team is the Club, Gallows and Anderson. And they are set to take place at Money in the Bank in an epic encounter for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. An undefeated championship team and a rival contender. Neither of them have crossed paths yet. That's what makes people want to see. Do you think we saw the Rockers in the ring with the Hart Foundation every single time we had a Saturday Superstars or a Saturday night's main event? No, because they were building towards the match at WrestleMania. So we'd see the Rockers take on like the Brooklyn Brawler and the Red Rooster. And then we'd see the Hart Foundation take on Tito Santana and Rick Martel. And then both of those teams would win. Because you want both teams to look like they are going to win, to suspend the audience's belief and not know what's going to happen. That's how you do wrestling. This shit is not how you do wrestling. Mixed tag team matches that did nothing but steal Rusev Day from Rusev and give a quick and useless win to Jimmy Uso and Naomi, who have absolutely nothing going for them. Naomi's in the Money in the Bank. Great for her. But what did this do to build towards Money in the Bank? Nothing. This was a joke. We saw better action on the Mixed Match Challenge than we saw in this mixed tag team matchup tonight. It was unnecessary, unimportant, dribble, absolute garbage. And I hate saying that about guys like the Usos and even Aiden English to a point. It's not their fault that this is the way they've been booked, but if this is the value that the WWE sees in these particular superstars, then they are looking through big cracked glasses, and they need to get their prescriptions filled and their glasses fixed because they are not seeing clearly. Don't you agree? The backstage contract signing we talked about. Charlotte versus Becky was a very good match. Probably one of the best matches I've seen Charlotte have since she's been on SmackDown Live. Becky Lynch has been delivering on SmackDown Live. Whenever they finally allow her to wrestle, they keep her on and off TV at such a sporadic pace that she fails to gain momentum, because she'll be on for a couple of weeks and she'll win here and there. Then she'll be missing for 2 or 3 weeks, and then she'll show up to lose to the Riot Squad when they made their debut on SmackDown Live. And then she'll start to build up momentum again. Maybe she'll be in a good tag team win and start to build up back a little bit. And then she'll be fed to Mandy Rose or a Sonya Deville. But tonight, that's not what happened. Tonight, she got in the ring with her best friend. We had a little tea time action going on. It was great to see an actual friendship actually portrayed in the ring. And no bullshit shenanigans. It was just a straight one-on-one. Let's see who's better on this night. and Becky Lynch came out on top, much to my surprise. I automatically assumed the Golden Girl, Peacock Girl, Charlotte, Vince's chosen one of the women's division, the Roman of the women's division, to some of you, was going to win this match. On the way to Money in the Bank, why would Charlotte lose momentum? I actually liked this. I liked Becky getting the win. I liked Charlotte tapping out, making the disarmer that Becky Lynch uses look as deadly as it is, so that when she wraps somebody in that, you will believe, holy shit, Charlotte tapped to that like this. That's a badass move. She better not catch Ember Moon in that disarmer. She better not catch Asuka in that disarmer. Albeit the disarmer is not going to win her the Money in the Bank contract, I did like seeing Becky Lynch used in this light tonight and actually winning in a high-profile match. The only thing I don't like is if I know the WWE and their predictable ways, people that are getting the wins on these weeks coming up into Money in the Bank are the ones that are not going to win Money in the Bank. So Becky Lynch got her win tonight because she's not going to get the briefcase come next Sunday. That's my prediction on that. And then they had a post-match hug and a little bit of respect going on, and I could appreciate that. It was nice to see. Probably the first time we've actually seen that go down without some kind of an undertone to it, like Sasha and Bayley in the women's division, and I did quite enjoy it. It did not bother me too much. Just like Samoa Joe's promos, which are constantly on fire, putting the entire Money in the Bank field of competitors on notice, and whoever is the WWE champion on heavy notice that Money in the Bank briefcase will be his, and he is coming for that championship. It was much more intense and way better than I can ever do it here for you guys on this channel. And if you missed SmackDown Live tonight, one of the only things you need to watch, Samoa Joe's promo, which was absolutely fantastic. Then they want to announce something for next week, which I don't know what the fuck it even means. Paige is going to be holding a Women's Money in the Bank Summit with the 4 SmackDown competitors that are going to be in the Women's Money in the Bank. What is a summit? What is this going to be? They're going to sit down and have fucking tea in the middle of the ring? They're going to do something backstage again, try something a little different? This is because they can't book them in a Fatal 4-Way and they don't know what else to do because they already have 2 Fatal 4-Ways scheduled for Monday, so we can't do it again on Tuesday. That's probably why we had pancakes featured so prominently tonight, because tacos are really for Tuesday. It's supposed to be Taco Tuesday, but they did it yesterday. They stole it from SmackDown, so let's do Pancake Tuesday now. The hell out of here. The Cash promo against Daniel Bryan, we talked about it being absolutely awful. Sin Cara confronted by Zelina Vega and ambushed by Andrade Cien Almas, setting up a match between them next week. And the main event, 6-man tag. This was a good match. This match was building momentum and it was going in a good direction. And The Miz and Rusev and Samoa Joe had the New Day on their heels and had this match won until The Miz would, for some unforsaken reason, that's not a word, godforsaken, unknown reason, would decide that he wants to embarrass Big E by smashing him with a silver platter full of pancakes. Why would he do this before he got the victory? This is The Miz, right? He's supposed to take shit seriously. He's in it to win it. Samoa Joe didn't want to win the match. He just stood there holding Big E like a goon. Rusev didn't want to win. He wanted to smash Big E in the face with pancakes too. They end up getting hit with the pancakes by mistake, and they take such offense to this that they just absolutely both take shots at The Miz and leave him laying in a pile of crumbled pancakes. How many times have I said the word pancakes? And The Miz would end up eating a pinfall from the New Day, giving them the win in yet another 6-man tag. A 6-man tag that had some potential as it was going on. It actually woke the dead in Corpus Christi, Texas. Bringing that crowd to life a little bit towards the end of that show, just like it got me a little bit interested. But just like in WWE fashion, they get you on the hook and they reel you in like you're a big old bluefin tuna. And you see that chum in the water, and then you see that wiggly little thing in there, and you're going at it, and you're going at it, and then you go to chomp on it, and there's just a fucking hook that rips you right in the mouth, and it pulls you out of the water and makes you feel all fucked up, and you're flopping around on a deck somewhere. That's what it's like to be a wrestling fan nowadays. Because just when you think you're going to get a tasty, delicious treat, they rip your friggin' heart out and throw pancakes at you. Absolutely ridiculous. That was SmackDown tonight, you guys. SmackDown. Last night, Raw was tacos. Tonight, SmackDown was pancakes. That, my friends, is your SmackDown Live review. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. I enjoyed it. This week's 2 shows were so much fun to do. We had 2 back-to-back, really fun, really good shows. If you missed Monday Night Raw's review and the debut of the Constable Corbin Burnson, more on that in a future episode, you got to go back and watch it right now. Don't forget, when you do that, just like you're going to do right now, like we said at the top of the show, if you didn't do it then, do it right now. Smash that thumbs up. Give it a Shinsuke Nakamura style punch right to its nuts and light up that thumbs up. Let the world know that what we're doing here is fantastic to you and that I know that you enjoyed it. Let's get this one to 50 likes. Especially, I'd be very appreciative of that. I would be even more appreciative if you are not already a member of the Sledgehammer Club. Subscribe today. Become a member of one of the biggest and newest, hottest wrestling communities that is growing by the day. It is growing at such a rate that it is making me excited to the point where I can't speak. Join the community. Get in that comment section full of some of the most knowledgeable and most respectful wrestling fans in the entire world, and they belong to me. They are my fans, whom without I am nothing. I owe everything to you guys. Let's get to 1K before Money in the Bank Sunday. Hit that subscribe button right now if you're listening on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or Podbean. Baby, please don't forget to do the same over there. Leave us a like. Follow us on those platforms. A 5-star rating on iTunes would be much appreciated. But even more importantly, if you're listening, you're missing out on some of the fun. You're not seeing what's going on this screen and in this studio. And you need to get your eyes on Sledgehammer TV, the official YouTube home of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Only available at youtube.com/Sledgehammer TV. Get your asses there and subscribe today. If you are already here and are subscribed, you are one of the most awesome people in the world. And I love you. I just love you. I really, really do. Thank you so much. The thanks will keep coming because there's no way I could ever thank you guys enough. Yous make my day. I want to see yous all in the comment section. Do everything I say, please, like good little Sledgehammer Army troopers would and should do. Thank you guys for indulging me in all my bullshit. That is going to do it for tonight. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is the wrestling god of thunder, Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, and his partner, my little buddy, my most trusted companion, and the world heavyweight champion of all the microphones in all the world, Mr. Blue the Snowball Microphone. This has been the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show right here on Sledgehammer TV. Thank you all so very much. That is going to do it. And we are out of here. And we will see you next time right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Good night.